Hello and a very warm welcome to ET Studios. We're here coming to you live from CIO Annual in Goa, and I'm in conversation with the lovely Lisa Ray. Lisa, thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited to talk to you and have you here at CIO Annual this year.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here, actually. It's nice and hot and sultry in Goa.
It is.
So I hope everybody's loosening their ties. I hope they're not wearing ties.
Well, maybe you can inspire some of our audience when you meet them. But so, Lisa, just at the onset, how does it feel for you to be here at this summit, this kind of a conclave, where we've attracted the top tech leaders of the country, and you're here to interact, inspire such an audience? How does it feel?
Well, it feels fantastic, and I'll tell you what, it also feels very timely. I think I might spring a surprise during my talk because I've actually become part of the tribe. In December, I co-founded a digital arts platform, so I'm officially in the startup ecosystem right now in the field of art and tech. And I actually have a great deal of respect for the promise of tech in today's world. I'm a tech optimist, but I believe it has to be used intentionally. So in my opinion, CIOs hold all the power today.
Wow, yeah, that's a powerful statement.
So it's fantastic to be able to address, interact, and have some fun as well during my session, I hope.
What would you say is one of the key messages or some of the key messages you'd like to send out to the audience today?
Well, I think that we shouldn't forget that the human element in tech as well. My opinion, even though I'm not the most tech-forward person, is that tech has to be used in a very intentional way.
Yes.
And I think that the power of tech is directly proportionate to the impact that it has on an individual's life.
Right.
You know, so finding ways of adaptability and mass adoption is a lot of what we're talking about and what I'm doing, which is art NFTs, and maybe that's why that's where my head is. But look, as I always say, tech is neutral. It depends on what you want to do with it at the end of the day. You can use your phone to threaten someone or to, speak loving words to them. Yeah. But I'm also really excited to maybe address some other aspects, I think, of life, because, again, we have to live a very holistic life. Absolutely. Mental health, wellness, also general health and wellness is a very, very important topic for me, yes. Having been diagnosed with cancer in 2009. And it's something that I always enjoy talking about because I think that if somebody had actually framed the cancer journey to me or what led to my cancer diagnosis to me, maybe I would have been diagnosed much quicker. Yeah. So that's really important. Plus, I love sharing my journey, of course. It's been a wild ride, to be honest, and peppered with a lot of ups and downs. And I really enjoy sharing it because I actually learned something new about myself while I'm sharing my personal story. We're going to do a fun little raffle maybe at the end because I'm giving away 3 copies of my book, Close to the Bone. So I'm just looking forward to getting in there and feeling the vibe and vibing with the crowd.
You can tell us a little bit about that. How, first of all, you got into the entertainment industry in the first place, and then maybe some
Oh my God, that's an ancient story. And that's one of the reasons why I wrote my book, Close to the Bone. Of course, I chronicle my entire journey, also predating the entertainment world, because I also don't believe in labels. I don't believe that you are what you do necessarily. Yeah. But having said that, I think I've had an unusual journey because I accidentally fell into the entertainment business, or what the entertainment business was in the early 90s. 1991 is when I started. I was 17 years old. And it literally was an accident. I was an introvert. I wanted to become a writer, but I was on vacation with my parents. My father's Bengali, my mother's Polish. Yes. I know we have something in common in terms of our heritage and our ancestry. So put it there. Yeah. Yay. What do you call yourself, by the way? An Indo-Pole? A Polish?
Yeah, Indo-Pole. I have another friend as well. The same
a Pindian.
Polinder is
a Polinder. I love it. So, it's really fun to look back on where I've been. Of course, I entered at a very tender age. I had a lot to learn. I learned a lot on my feet. But I kind of planted the seeds of where I wanted to go in my life. Even at a young age, I was very sure about art, doing something connected with the arts. I'm talking about visual arts, not necessarily acting, traveling was very important to me, and writing. And you know, it's interesting that it wasn't until after I was diagnosed with cancer and on my path of recovery that I actually ended up manifesting these aspects of my creative journey and my professional journey. But having said that, it's been a wonderful journey. I'm very thankful for everything, but not something that I planned on.
Yeah.
So I use this word serendipity quite a bit, which is a mouthful, I understand. But look, I'm a writer, I love words. And serendipity means finding good fortune when you're looking for something else.
Wow.
You know? So that's what's happened to me quite a bit. Honestly, none of it has been planned. But at the same time, I think that instinctively I knew when to grab a good opportunity.
Yeah.
And to leverage it in the direction of where I wanted to go, to steer the ship of where I wanted to go. And you know, then they have a very interesting saying that I heard the other day, which is that once you reach the top of the mountain, in terms of, you know, accomplishing perhaps a series of things that you've always wanted to do, what do you do when you're at the top of the mountain?
Yeah.
Well, that's when lightning strikes. And you can ask, is that a good or a bad thing? And the answer is, it depends on whether you're ready for the lightning or not. And I find that really profound. And I find that that constant notion of renewal, of constantly challenging yourself, maybe you scale one mountain, but then you actually ended up sliding down and you realize that there's another mountain. Or the lightning comes along, something like cancer, something unexpected, and you're forced to completely reimagine yourself.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. Really, really inspiring to hear. And as you say, in more recent times, you've sort of had an amalgamation of all the things you're passionate about, from art to travel to, of course, various forms of art, really. And now with your new venture that you're going to be talking about later today, what role does technology play in all of this? With your new venture, sounds like a big one.
Yes, yes. So with the Upside space, we are harnessing disruptive tech, which is blockchain art. And you know, NFTs are something that are widely misunderstood, but I am very bullish on NFTs. I believe that they're going to be completely integrated into our life. It's going to take a little while for mass adoption, but the point is that you don't start a tech company just because you think something is cool. Definitely, that's not a good business plan. You do it because you understand that the new technology can actually solve an old problem. Yes. So the art ecosystem as it is today is due for a shakeup. You know, on one hand, art is something that is very forward-thinking and innovative, but the actual system around selling and exchanging art has not been updated in many, many years. Right. Yeah. And that is what the new technology is doing. It's democratizing art. It's allowing a lot more access between collector and artist. And we, as a platform, we launched in December. And we've already garnered, you know, some great feedback and success within this space, even in a bull market. But what we have to do is innovate. And I love the problem solving that comes up, because I understand my ambition is to put art at everybody's home. Everybody's home. And you know, particularly in a culture like India, where we grow up with art, the point is, well, what's a big deal about that? But you are actually creating an entirely new way of experiencing it, exchanging it, an ecosystem, a patronage, right? So what we're doing is we're working on a subscription model where, like, we have to go to where that person is. Not everyone wants to figure out how to buy an NFT, MetaMask, da-da-da. And let me say that what we do is we accept fiat currency and credit cards on our platform, because we want to make it as welcoming and as accessible to everyone. Everyone from the normies to the crypto heads. So I can go on and on about tech, of course. I'm like, you know, one of the newly baptized. But at the end of the day, I really believe that what's important is the human, putting the human element in tech, right? Never losing sight of that. We're not chasing the tech. We're an art platform that's harnessing the tech.
Yes. Okay, putting the human in tech almost sounds like the answer to my question, but I do have to ask you, so what inspired your journey on this path, again, as an artist, through film, through fine art, the various things you've done, and now this. So what was the inspiration?
I think it's curiosity, a sense of wonder.
Yeah.
I like saying that I'm actually going through my second teenage years. As I get older and wiser, there's like a sense of curiosity and wonder that, you know, the in-between years I kind of lost when you're more self-conscious. So I'm curious. I like to push boundaries. I like to ask questions and see where that goes. And because I've also been an art collector, I'm familiar with the stress points within the traditional art world. I think I've taken a lot of very unconventional decisions in my career path already. And I'm a little bit of a masochist, you know. I like challenges. I like going to places. Yeah, I like pushing myself and going into places where not that many people have ventured yet. I find that really exciting. I find it very exciting to be on the edge of movement, you know, just before the tipping point.
Yes, wow. So the unconventional path is the one for you.
Yeah, I mean, I've done that in my films as well.
Yes.
I certainly tackled a lot of topics before they were considered tackleable, and chose to do more purpose-driven kind of films in between. So it certainly has been a signature. I'm just born this way. I'm wired this way.
Are half-half. So
yeah, exactly. Maybe it's the half-half, right? Yeah, and maybe that, you know, that identity, or that not having a very clearly pinpointable identity has helped me to be a lot more adaptable, and, you know, help to create that flow, you know, of being able to explore different areas and spaces.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, Lisa, that's so inspiring. I really would love to talk so much more about all of this. I think we have a few more sessions, but before we do that, let's have a quick rapid fire round, if that's okay.
Oh, my favorite thing. Not.
You'll be very, very good at it, I'm sure.
Sure.
We just have a few questions just to get to know a little bit more insight. So if you're ready, we can give it a shot. Okay, great. Which superpower would you choose, invisibility or mind reading?
Oh my God. You know, it's funny, I have to tell you, we had a little dinner party at home, and I actually pulled out cards that were asking all these questions, and it's a great icebreaker, let me just say that. Okay. But invisibility or mind reading? Mind reading.
Mind reading.
Yeah, right. As a startup founder, mind reading will be really effective as we go into a cap raise. Yes.
Favorite holiday destination?
It's really hard to pick just one. But very recently, I actually went to Ladakh for the very first time. I'm very much a mountain girl. So right now, I'm obsessed with Ladakh.
Okay. If you could travel back in time, what period would you go to?
60s.
Yeah.
I'm such a hippie.
Nice. A Bollywood movie character that you wish you were?
I haven't watched a lot of recent films. Actually, the last film I watched was Pathan.
Oh.
I'll take Deepika's role.
Okay, always a good choice. Favorite book, as you are an author yourself?
Oh, where to start? I'm a big fan of Jhumpa Lahiri's books as well.
Yes.
Her also being, of course, of Bengali origins, and kind of being able to strike this balance between identities, East and West. For now, I'm going to go with anything that Jhumpa Lahiri has come out with.
Okay, beautiful. And finally, one word to describe yourself, if you had to choose just one. Impossible.
Eccentric.
Eccentric. Oh.
Yeah. Well, let's go back to like curious.
Curious.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Lisa, thank you so much. We have to sign off, but maybe you can leave our audience with one little word of advice for all the tech leaders out there, all the leaders in general who you're going to be meeting through the course of this summit. One piece of advice.
Okay. Should I say this is Lisa Ray? And
sure.
Okay. Phones are off. We're almost done. Thanks. We're almost done. Shh, shh, shh. Okay. Okay. Hello, everyone. Okay, can we have silence?
Guys. So closing remarks, please.
Or maybe close the door. Can you close the door? Is that door closable?
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa Ray, and I've been asked to offer a little bit of advice to tech leaders, which is flattering and a little bit intimidating. So I'm just going to go back and be authentic as a brand new art tech co-founder of the Upside space, here are my learnings. First of all, always put the human at the center of tech. I think the tech should be enabling solutions for humans as opposed to us chasing the tech. That's really, really important and something to think about. Also, as a leader, I think what we don't talk about enough is vulnerability. Being able to express your vulnerability is actually a superpower and will gain, I think, the trust of your team long term.